What makes you more of who you are? The genes that you were born with or the environment that you choose to be in? Nature versus nurture is a long-standing argument, and this is why you should agree with the nurture argument. Today, I will discuss what is nature versus nurture, and the principles of nurture and more supporting evidence of why you should agree with nurture. After, I will talk about how it relates to me personally and my values. This relates to all of us because we all want to know what makes us who we are. I've been interested in this topic for a long time and done many studies to gain more knowledge. The first thing I will discuss is the general description of nature versus nurture. The term nature versus nurture was first used in the mid-1800s by English Victorian polymath Francis Galton, talking about the influence of heredity and environment on social advancement, which was provided by PubMed Central under the British Journal of Pain, underneath the nature and nurture. After talking about what nature versus nurture is, I will discuss why you should agree with the nurture argument. This will talk about in depth what is nurture. The definition of nurture was provided by the American Psychological Association. It says nurture is the totality of environmental factors that influence the development and behavior of a person, particularly social, cultural, and ecological factors such as family attributes, parent-child rearing practices, and economic status. The main concept of nurture is about the importance of social environment and the significance this has on behavior. The 6 principles of nurture are safety, well-being, language, transition, learning, and behavior. This information was from What is Nature by Nature UK organization. The study below shows that even if you have the exact same DNA as someone else, it can still result in very different fundamental differences. The things that define you aren't the genes that you were born with. I know this because we can choose to be on a different path. There are many studies of identical twins that agree with this. In The Atlantic, called Identical Twins Hint at Environmental Changes Genes Expression, wrote by Eric Hayosky on May 15, 2018, says environmental and lifestyle can influence gene activity, and it is with the segment of the field of epigenetics that twin studies can play a key role in this, such as the 2 twins shown on the screen that were a part of this study. Now I have told you about reasons why you should agree with the nurture argument, and I will now tell you why I personally agree with nurture. The things that define you aren't the genes that you were born with. I know this because I have 2 siblings, and we have very different personalities. Yet we grew up in very similar gene pools, but we grew up in different environments due to age gaps. I know that we have the power to choose what path we want to be on. And we couldn't be on more different paths. I know this is because of environment, not because of genes. In environments, we choose to be on different paths. This makes me believe deeply that we all have a choice to make our own path, despite our genes. My values allow me to believe that everyone has a choice to change what was before us. I know that people don't want to be defined by our parents, but instead we want to be defined by what we choose to do and how we choose to deal with what happened. In conclusion, we are defined not by DNA that makes up our body, but our environment and the way that we choose to let that affect us. I have discussed the reasons why you should agree with the nurture argument. In long-standing argument of nature versus nurture, I have explained what nature versus nurture is, why you should believe the nurture argument, so believe that we are not made into who we are by the genes that we have, but by how we choose to let what happens affect us. Thank you.